Did you see Jeremiah on Twitter said that he thinks
he has Arnold like it seemed like he confidently has him number 1.
He said I don't know if he said for sure he was a top corner, but he said a top 10 pick.
I mean, if there's 2 corners that are projected to go in the top 10 in this draft, I've missed the boat on that. Maybe. I mean, nothing should shock us anymore. This time last year, not everybody thought Witherspoon would go top 10. So
that's why they got to listen to the pod.
Well, that's a good point.
That's why you guys are here. You know what I'm saying?
So Terrion Arnold, who's clearly very well liked by the NFL, right? I think we could say that.
I think I love his potential, which you should.
Right. You should. I mean, this is a redshirt sophomore that just had a magnificent year in Alabama's defense. 6 feet tall, 196. Finished the year with 5 picks and 12 pass breakups on 79 catchable targets. So all those targets that went Kool-Aid's way in 2022 shifted to Arnold this year.
Yep.
He started 7 games in 2022, then all of 2023. Trevor, he turns 21 just 5 weeks before the draft. Very young talent right here.
Hasn't even had a beer yet. Imagine.
Has never tasted a beer.
Damn.
I could not imagine. Big time safety recruit coming out of high school. Smooth moving athlete, adequate size to play outside, but has inside versatility. Over 400 total snaps in the slot, but played over 1,000 outside in 2023. Over 300 snaps in press coverage over the last 2 seasons. I think he looks comfortable lining up in man and utilizing that athleticism and physicality, although he did grade out higher in zone. Aggressive and fast when coming downhill.
Yes.
Right? If he needs to come up and make a tackle, or he needs to come up and make a play on the ball, or the ball is coming to a receiver, he's just aggressive and lightning quick heading downhill. This guy should be a really good tester, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a really good tester. I like his vision against crossing routes at times. I saw sometimes where he saw it before the play and picked it up or passed it off the right way. Some negatives. The interceptions in 2023, he had some good luck to get to 5. One was off a tip pass. 2 were off of Hail Mary end of quarter situations. So it's nice that he had 5 picks. I thought 2 of them were real ball hawking plays. I thought the other ones were a little bit of luck that went his way. That's okay. I think he's more of an athlete in coverage right now than a guy anticipating throws and route combinations consistently.
I would agree.
So almost picture everything we said about Kamari Laster the other way. It's really fascinating to watch how guys play this position.
Yeah.
He's out there, right? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just about to say, but that's why DJ has him CB1.
Because you can see.
Because the raw ability for this dude is nuts.
It's different. You
talked about the click and close ability, how he can turn and run. I mean, he is so explosive. He is so smooth. He can keep up with anybody deep down the field. He can close so quickly on you. And when he plays in the slot, he shows that, all right, I'm going to be patient. Okay, you're going to left. Boom. I'm going to left with you. I'm in your hip pocket. Like, there's just not a lot of corners who move the way that he does. Now,
yep.
I don't think the footwork is perfect.
No.
Right? Like, I think that sometimes he'll like stumble or get off balance. He's not as controlled as he needs to be there. But again, control of the footwork, recognition. Sometimes when he gets fooled, he gets a little too grabby. That's when we saw the penalties show up with him. But like all of that shit is teachable. Like all that is extremely correctable, especially for a redshirt sophomore 20-year-old that we just watched this past year.
Yes.
So if you believe in the best of Terrion Arnold, if you put him at CB1 and you tell me he's going to get better at all this stuff, I'm going to go, okay, sure, CB1.
Yeah.
Fine. Like what am I going to say? What am I going to say? So I just wanted to kind of piggyback off that because I agree with your assessment completely.
Well, this is a good time to remind our audience that the NFL is in this process, probably even more than you and I, although we've probably grown this way over the years, but we're not there yet, is a projection business like no other. They will swing big and be willing to miss big when the potential end results are special. And there is no denying that the potential end results with Terrion Arnold are special.
I agree completely. The NFL loves the what if. They love to be able to say what if. I don't want to say the word they hate this, but we have this conversation with quarterbacks all the time. I don't think Michael Penix is going to get picked nearly as highly as maybe he should, and it doesn't have anything to do with his ability. It's the fact that you basically have to look at him and go, okay, what you see is what you get. And
Right.
what we've seen is good.
Right.
But the fact that we say that out loud, what we see is what we get, the NFL kind of views that as like, I don't want to use.
That could happen to Penix. That could happen to Bo Nix. Well, like a guy like McCarthy could go ahead of them for the opposite reasons.
And that's exactly my point. Yes. McCarthy, who has objectively worse tape than Michael Penix and Bo Nix, could get drafted ahead of them because he is younger. He still has those tools, and the NFL can tell themselves, oh, but what if?
What
like
if?
He's so young. Like, look at what he could develop into. And I think that gets a little overblown for a lot of this stuff. But getting back to the Terrion Arnold conversation, redshirt sophomore, 20 years old, crazy athlete. He actually originally wanted to play both basketball and football at Alabama. When he came to Alabama, he tried to play on the basketball team. I think he had talked with them about it, and he talked with Nate Oates, their basketball coach, and it was kind of like if you can swing it, and he ended up not being able to do that, so he committed to football. But him, like Keon Coleman, was good enough to be able to play D1 in both sports, which just goes to show you kind of a nuts athlete.
I mean, that's insane when you think about that.
Yeah.
At a program like Alabama.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look, I was a dual athlete in both beer pong and beer die when I was at Florida.
And it's hard to keep up with both.
And, that's the thing, is that
practicing both, going to class.
Eventually, I did. I had to give one up. And it was tough, man. It was tough. But I still play,
athlete.
I still play pickup beer die all the time. I can go down to the Y and do that. So
it's doing two things at once in college is hard. I used to get hammered on Friday and then try to wake up before 1 o'clock to play volleyball. So,
and you didn't even have Publix chicken tender subs to revive you, too.
No, I'd have to go get some shitty sandwich and then wake up the rest of the dudes and be like, all right, we got to go play volleyball. We got to do something today, or pick up basketball or whatever we can get our hands on at Albany if it wasn't 0 degrees. Dual sport athleting, folks. It's hard. Hear from us.
Yeah. Before we move off of Arnold, just the summary of my little scouting report that I have for him right now. Arnold isn't the most polished cornerback in this class, but he is a high percentile athletic. But he has high percentile athletic abilities, and that means he has a high ceiling as any corner in this draft in a man or zone system. So that's what we're talking about here. Some people are going to believe in the ceiling of this dude, and that could be as high as top 10 overall.
That's what it comes down to. I think, I'll put you on the spot here.
Okay.
You think he's the first corner taken? I do.
Maybe.
I love when you have a hard stance on something.
Yeah, I love when conviction shows up in this show. It's either him. I think
it was the delay that made that much better.